And Scalar 454 here. Welcome back to the channel. I've decided I want to finish this upper section here, at least for the most part, before moving on to some other projects. And as you can see, I've already covered up the track, which, by the way, I really like using this thin tape rather than the thick tape, because you can just tape up your track and road bed. So when you go to plaster, that'll get right up to the edge of it, and it should leave a nice finish. So now I just have to start trimming up the foam, and then I can be ready for plaster.
I first carved out the basic shape of the rock wall, which mostly consisted of rounding the edges. Then I used plaster of Paris to build up the rock wall. The product is great for making castings and it's easy to carve, but it has an extremely short working time. I'm sure there are better products out there, but it was the only stuff I could get my hands on. I laid a thick layer of plaster on top so it would be level with the cork road bed. This was done purposely to achieve a certain look for the siding.
So we've completed the rock wall, and it definitely took a lot longer than I expected. I'd say it took over a week to do, and a full box of plaster, which is like 2 kilograms, so just be aware when you're doing a project like that, pick up some plaster. I only have one of these rubber molds for the rock face right here, which is part of the reason why it took so long. But also, when applying it to the rock face, to ensure that I didn't have just, a single pattern going all the way down, like so, what I did is, I flipped it, I broke it in pieces, and I did a lot of different things along the top, especially to try to make sure it didn't have a repetitive look all the way down. Of course, once we have it painted, we're going to see if that effect, shows up, because the goal is that when you're looking from one end to the other, that it doesn't look like one single consistent monotone piece of rock wall. So we're going to get to painting, and the colors that we typically use: neutral gray is our primary, ivory black for any deep details, burnt sienna, and raw sienna.
For painting the rocks, I used the wash technique and apply light layers at a time. I would start with the gray base layer, then add some color layers, followed with some black to highlight the cracks. Lastly, I would apply another layer or two of gray until I was happy with the darkness of the rocks. Then I painted the flat surfaces a dirt color. I find this is an important step before applying any ground cover. Moving on, it was time to ballast the siding. I then started to add ground cover to the scene. I like to use real dirt when I can, and I have filtered down to coarse and fine. For a light color of dirt, I use straight sanded grout. It works great, and you can get this in different colors. Then I applied some Woodland Scenic's fine turf. And I even installed some trees that I made out of branches I found locally. Some static grass can really add some three-dimensional depth to the layout. For an applicator, I use Woodland Scenic Static King. I then built my own railroad crossing out of 1/16 balsa wood. I cut the track spikes to allow the wood to sit tight to the track. Some sanding was required as you don't want the wood to sit above the track. With the wood wet, I dry brushed some color for a more realistic look. Then some dirt and grout to fill in a road. Then it was just a matter of adding extra detail around the scene. Now, I know I keep saying I'm going to put up the backdrop, but I always seem to find a reason not to do it. And the reason this time is I need to make sure the track is running flawlessly before I put that up, because, you know, we sprayed down a lot of glue and other kind of material down that's going to dirty the track, so we got to make sure that's all running good. Every centimeter of it has to be running good. Also, I may put in some lights in this section right here. So having some access below the surface would be very beneficial. I also need to do some wiring to the switches right here. So again, having access below that may be necessary. So we're just going to leave the backdrop off right now. What do you guys think? How did it turn out? I think it turned out pretty darn good. I'm really happy with the colors, the blending of the colors of the different stages. You know, we got the greener over here and then the lighter greens here. I think the rock wall did turn out really good. It does not have that repetitive, you know, single pattern going on. I think that turned out really good. I'm happy with that. I did feel like the grain elevator section, or the grain elevator by itself, was going to look a little weird. So I wanted to, you know, add some character. So I designed and printed this little office right here. I'm sure I'll have to weather it, but for now, I'm just going to leave it because it looks really good. Very happy with the roof I did on that. I'm also happy with this little crossing that I made out of wood. So I think that turned out nice. I also 3D printed and designed this little switch stand, which is based off of some switch stands that are found locally. I just modified it to fit a Pico track. So I may offer that for people to download the STL file and they can do whatever they want. Maybe put it on my Patreon or something, but I'll figure that out. We'll see. But just keep in mind that those rail ties right here, these extras, I printed those myself as well. But I may do that. But for now, I'm sure I'll eventually add more detail to this upper section. But I'm just going to leave it and run some trains and just enjoy it, because it's actually quite a lot to do to add all this ground cover and scenery. But man, does it sure change the layout when you actually have some, color to it. Very exciting. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.